Hi guys. I'm finally here with a video that I've been promising you guys for ages, which is my review of When Dimple Met Rishi by Sandhya Menon, and my review of From Twinkle with Love, also by Sandhya Menon. So I was lucky enough to get an ARC copy of From Twinkle with Love from Sandhya Menon. I really enjoyed it, and I was super excited to have this book. Unfortunately, I did like When Dimple Met Rishi more, but that has more to do with my general dislike of contemporary. I don't really read contemporary, especially not high school contemporary. So I think the stuff that irks me about From Twinkle with Love is just sort of stuff that irks me about contemporary in general, and if you already like that genre or don't mind it, I don't think it's gonna bother you at all. So first, we have When Dimple Met Rishi. It is the cutest contemporary book I've ever read. Like, for real, I don't like contemporary. I might have mentioned that a couple times, but I don't like contemporary. And this especially contemporary romance, but this book is amazing. It's so cute and sweet, and I'm usually hit with a lot of like secondhand embarrassment that sort of makes me want to put a book away. And I really didn't feel that in this because of how natural and logical their decisions were. Like, I felt like, oh my god, you should go back, like, figure out your life, but like, not in a way where I was like, oh no, don't do that, that's so unrealistic, or no one would do that, and it would force me to put it down. So even if you don't like contemporary that much, like me, highly recommend. This is really fresh and not like a lot of the YA contemporary books I've read recently. As you can see, I marked all the places that I really liked, and there's a lot of them. But let me just do a quick synopsis. So Dimple Shah has just graduated high school and is about to go to Stanford for web development, I believe, or app development. And that's something she's very passionate about. And she wants to go to this boot camp, sort of coding camp at SFSU, San Francisco State University, where she gets to code an app and present it to a panel of judges. And she's very excited, but it's kind of expensive, so she's very careful in how she presents to her parents, thinking they're gonna say no. Except they say yes pretty quickly, and she's very confused. But in her excitement, she doesn't really question it. Dimple is sort of against this like Indian culture. She does not like the idea of finding an ideal Indian husband. She wants to focus on her career, and that's very understandable. But it has also hindered her relationship with her mother and her father a little bit because she is sort of turning away from them. On the other hand, we have Rishi Patel, who is going to MIT for engineering, and he is very into Indian culture. He respects his parents very much. He respects their wishes, and he's very proud of his heritage. And so he is actually very open to the idea of arranged marriage. When his parents tell him that he has an arranged marriage to Dimple Shah and that he's going to a coding camp to connect with her, sort of, he readily agrees, not realizing that Dimple does not know anything about this. After a slightly disastrous first meeting, Dimple and Rishi slowly grow and try and figure out their relationship and reconcile their own wishes and beliefs with Indian culture, their heritage, and their parents. If you think that sounds cute, if it has the arranged marriage trope, and it has a disastrous first meeting, and these two characters are very cute, play off of each other so well. If you like that kind of thing, definitely recommend. Also, the number of Bollywood references and just like Indian culture references in this book makes me so happy. Like, I'm pretty sure, I don't want to spoil it. And just sort of little things like that really make me happy because it weaves Indian culture into this book so well. I love her name also. People like me who never get to see their names in books get to see their name in a book. And it's pretty fantastic. I also love how this book handles this like love thing, this dating thing, because there's not too much force. After the initial, like, you're gonna have an arranged marriage thing, when Dimple calls her parents and says, I don't want this, her mother is a little bit but her dad agrees. Her dad says, okay, you do what you want. Because I think with a lot of books with people of color, it's one of two things. Either their parents are forcing them to get married or get together, or their parents are completely barring it. And that can be a little bit harmful, and I like that this book changes that a little bit. Also, Dimple's relationship with her parents is amazing. Like, you don't get to see these kinds of relationships usually in books, and she's very exasperated with her mother a lot, but also you can tell how much she loves her, and how close she is to her dad, and I think it's really, really nice. Okay, so it wouldn't be a video I made without weird lighting changes in the middle of the video, right? Of course this happens, of course. So, okay, let's move on to From Twinkle with Love. I really did like this book. It was very, very sweet. It is very different from When Dimple Met Rishi because they are a little older. The characters in Twinkle are a lot younger. Not a lot younger, like a couple years younger. But they read actually way younger than Dimple and Rishi. So it was a very different experience. A lot of the awesome parts of Sunday Man's writing, like the sheer amount of Bollywood references and the weaving of Indian culture, are spot on, perfect. I really loved it. And the characters are pretty relatable, and I liked reading about them. So I'm gonna do a quick synopsis. Twinkle Mehra is, I believe, a junior in high school, and she is an aspiring filmmaker. She's very, very passionate about films, and she is writing these letters to all of her favorite female filmmakers, not really with the intention to send them, but sort of like a diary, and this is the format that we're reading the book in. So she wants to film a movie for her school's talent show, and this boy, Sahil Roy, is willing to be her producer because he is also interested in films, specifically film critiquing. The only problem, as she gets closer to Sahil, she still has a crush on his twin brother, whom Sahil feels overshadowed by. I did like the romance in this book, but my favorite thing, I think, were the platonic relationships. I like how her relationship with her best friend Maddie developed. I like that she makes other friends through this filmmaking project. I like her relationship with her mother, her father, and Dadi. Her Dadi is the best, and she's like super spiritual and stuff, but it's not like Hinduism spiritual, and she mentions that in the book, how it's like nothing to do with Hinduism whatsoever. She's just weirdly superstitious and super cute and kind and just the sweetest character. But also her relationship with her mother, how it's very, very strained, how Dimple blames herself for some things, and she believes that her mother blames her for some things, and how busy her father is. And a lot of it has to do with class differences and poverty, and it's very, very good. However, there are some things about this book I did not like, and specifically, Twinkle makes some very irrational decisions, and I know those decisions are ones that I would make in those situations. Like, obviously I would do the stupid thing and like maybe ruin some relationships that I have, but I don't know. These are the kind of things that I don't like in contemporary books. It's just me. It really doesn't have anything to do with anyone else, but that sort of put me off the book. So if you kind of already don't like, YA high school contemporary, this might not be the book for you. But other than that, if you like contemporary, this book is amazing. I have to say this one line, so I'm gonna be the Alia Bhatt to Shahid Kapoor, and I was like, oh, you're so cute, you're adorable, I love that. Bollywood references everywhere. Another really awesome thing I loved about this book is the most like realistic teenage text speak ever, because usually when, so they go to Sahil's perspective by some of his blog posts or his text messages to his friends. And usually I hate reading text messages in books because they're usually so unrealistic. No one texts like that. But this one, it was so funny. Like someone was making like botany puns for some reason and just making fun of each other, weird acronyms and stuff. It was just amazing. So yeah, overall, I would give this book 4 to 4.5 stars. But if you like contemporary novels, especially YA contemporary romance, highly recommend. There's my final review of When Dimple Met Rishi and From Twinkle with Love. I hope this was helpful. I might just be me rambling to a camera for a little while, but I really love these books, and please support this wonderful author and these kinds of diverse, awesome books. Thank you so much to Sandhya Menon for sending me this ARC and giving me the opportunity to make this video. If you guys have read it or think you might want to read it, leave some comments down below on your thoughts or your expectations for this book. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you want to see more bookish content from me. Bye guys. Pause. Oh, thank God the camera's on. Okay. Boom Sahil feels overshadowed by. You know, in my head, I'm always confusing them, like from Dimple with Love, or like from When Twinkle Met, and I was like, ugh.